Hi, my name is Kim. This training is to show you how coaches, course creators, agency owners can make an extra $30,000 a month using groups. Now I'm gonna hop into my laptop and I'm gonna show you how that's possible, all right? I'll see you there. All right, so I'm gonna show you step by step how this is possible, how you can make an extra $30,000 a month on teeny tiny groups of around 200 to 300 people, okay? So the first things first, what we do is we use a training platform. And when I talk about training, it's in the form of a 3 or 5 day training. I'm gonna break down what that looks like. So first, you have an opt-in page that says, hey, join the training. People go and sign up to it. And what that does is the thank you page routes them into a group. Now, they're in the group and they're just waiting in the group. We have 72 member requests waiting to join our 5 day training group here. Immediately, we know the link to their Facebook profile. We know the their email address. We go and we can get their phone number, and we can see in terms of market research where they're at, okay? So we have customer data and research even before they start the training. This is very useful because a normal opt-in is just a name, email address, and phone number. You don't really get to know in-depth information until they're, waiting to come into your group. All right. With that said, setters, which are our team members who their whole goal is to send messages and book a call, will start asking, hey, what are you here to learn? Because they can start messaging these people right away, even if we don't let them into the group. And do you have a group? They do qualifying questions, and that leads them to pre-book a call into our sales calendar for the upcoming week. All right. Some of our clients have been able to pre-book the call for the next day so that they can skip the whole going through the group and the videos. All right. With that said, now we let everyone come in. A day before the training, we let everyone into the training. It's a rushing effect. We are now riding that momentum of that rush. What do you say for day one? Day one, we just introduced the formula, and it's centered around this quote. The whole training is centered around this quote. People will do anything for those who encourage their dreams, justify their failures, allay their fears, confirm their suspicions, and help them throw rocks at their enemies. All right? So in terms of what are you teaching? Day one, we are selling them on the fact that your vehicle is the number one vehicle. So in my example, we use Facebook groups. So we say, hey, Facebook groups are the number one way above YouTube, TikTok, funnels, video sales letter, any other method. They're sold on the groups. Now, if you're teaching YouTube, you would say YouTube. If you're teaching funnels, you'll say funnels. If you're teaching video sales letter, you'll say that, okay? Webinars, you'll say that. And how do you show them that it's the number one best way? So for us, we say, hey, Facebook's algorithm is different. If you go and you engage in other people's profiles, when you make a post, they see yours in their news feed. So right now, Facebook has an unfair advantage in terms of the algorithm, and we want to be able to take advantage of that. We want to make sure that while that lasts, we're in on that, all right? So I have those examples. Then what's next is you want to, for day one, enable them to see your method is the only way they can achieve the desired result through the vehicle. So number one, Facebook groups is the vehicle. And now we say, hey, now that you know Facebook groups are the number one best way in order to monetize online on Facebook, let's make sure that the very next thing you do is understand the gold method. So I talk about my gold method, which is group offer launch delivery. So they see the gold method by the end of the training, by the end of day one, where the question we ask is, do you see all you need is one group, one offer, one launch, and then the delivery in order to consistently turn your golden goose group into your pot of gold, into a golden goose group. So we want to make sure you're not just sitting on this pot of gold, you're actually activating it. All right. So that's the two ways in which day one will be executed. Now, later on in day one, it could be like the hour later, it could be in the evening. We have the morning is the learning, and the evening is the implementation session. Each time there's an implementation session, you want to make sure it's a very intimate connection that you have with your tribe. So we're going to send them all into a Zoom room. Okay. Day one in the learning, we're streaming into the group. We're not allowing other people to come into our Zoom room or anything. We're just teaching. And then we say, hey, we have an implementation Zoom session later on. If you want to be a part of that, hashtag VIP. And they go, okay, I want to be part of that. Let me get that special invite. So now the way that we run the VIP sessions is how we give them a quick, fast action tactic they can use right away. So there's a quick win day one. And for us, we show everyone how to give away $20 to everyone in their group to gain immediate trust and reactivate their dead group without spending a dime of their own money. So that's really appealing. People show up to the VIP sessions. The VIP session is ran like this. It will be in a Zoom room, and there is going to be a bunch of people flooding in because they want to implement with you. Now, when they flood in, you're going to have about 10-15 minutes of the Zoom session be showing them, implementing, clicking through, saying this is how you do it. And then you're going to open up the floor for Q&A. And how you're going to do that is you're going to say, hey, during this training, I want to make sure I say hi to you. So today's goal is just to say hi, where you're tuning in from, who do you serve, and what's the number one thing you're looking to learn. So when that's happening, and people are introducing themselves, you unmute, you call on them, they say, hey, I'm Robert from Canada, and I help men be empowered. And when I help men be empowered, my program is 6K. What I'm looking to learn is how do I really monetize my group? It's been sitting around. So when that happens, your setters are inside of the Zoom chat and they're talking to the audience. They're also messaging you privately and they're saying, call on this person, call on that person, because they have been opening up the conversation between the audience and you and the audience and them even before the training starts. So now it's like, oh, hey, Robert, I so glad to be able to talk to you because, I know we've been chatting in the DMs. Well, actually, we have a client named Adam Gillard who did $46,000 with a small group of 140 men, teaches men's empowerment by pitching into his group. Well, I would love to continue this conversation. Hey, guys, make sure that for this training, we have a coaching zone session. So if you would like to have a deeper conversation about where you're at, what you can figure out in terms of the roadmap and the game plan for your group, make sure you type coaching zone inside of the chat, and my team will send you the link to schedule that coaching zone call. So these coaching zone calls are strategy sessions to see where your participants are at, and if they're open to getting help, they're open to getting learning how to implement with you inside of your own coaching program. And some of them don't care to get help, but others might. So what we want to do is during that time, the setters are talking to you, communicating with you, and communicating to the audience privately. Hey, here's a link to schedule a call. And during that time, you're calling on every person that you talk to. And you want to make sure you're sending them to scheduling a call. Now, this method, by the time your training hits with this book a call and this book a call, your calendar should be almost filled up completely, because this happens even before the training starts. And this happens on day one. So by day 2 or day 3 for my clients, their calendar is completely booked up. All right. With that said, let's move on to day 2. Bam. Day 2 is going to be part 1 of your formula. Now, inside of our implementation program, GroupConvert Ignite, we actually have an offer coach sit down with our clients and figure out what's the offer, how are they going to pitch, how are they going to teach, so that it allows their people to see the value in what it is that they do inside of that group in that short amount of time. Now, So day 2 for us, what we would do is have our clients talk about part 1 of their formula. So part 1 of the formula for us is G, the automated group, okay? Remember, our formula is GOLD, G-O-L-D, group offer launch delivery, okay? Very clear. With the automated group, day 1 is designed to break down every single objection that they have around their group, all right? Around having a group. What's the value of a Facebook group? And remember, it's all based around this quote: encourage their dreams. You're going to justify their failures. You're going to say, yeah, you tried this, you tried that. I get it. You're going to allay their fears. You're scared of this. You're scared of that. You're going to talk about what are their fears, internal, external. Help them throw rocks at the enemies. And that's part 1. Now, day 2 is going to be all about breaking down every objection they might have around the group. So what does that mean? Hey, Kim, my group doesn't need to be big. No, we have examples of groups that are small but have huge profits. Just like one of our clients, Allison and Ryan Witten, they only had a group of 20 people. They did a launch. They enrolled, they got 11,000 from a group of 20 people. Another client, Charles Curry, did 48,000 on a group of 20 members. So you don't need to have really big groups. And that enables them to go, oh, wow, I see that. I see that for myself. Another way to break down objections is, oh man, I have to put a lot of time into my group. And we show them a way to automate it with a value post pipeline. So their people are coming in, they know where to go, what to click, so they can set up their group in a way that self-directs their members into their offers. All right. By the way, you guys, if you're watching this training right now, if you want to know more about the value post pipeline or anything more in depth, we do have a group scaling call that's available for you. I'm going to include the link inside of the description of this training. So if you're curious about, hey, I want to know a little bit more details about this, you can go ahead and schedule that call. With that said, let me take a step back here. So in day 2, we teach in the morning and then we do a private implementation session. Now, what's really important is during the private implementation session that it builds upon each other. So for day 1, the private implementation session is all around okay, how do you get a group to be revived from the dead, right? And how do you get immediate trust? All right, day 2, we spoke about the G, the group, the automated group. So now I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to show you how to build a group bot to enable you to create a clear path to purchase for your group. So this is what I teach about in the VIP implementation session for day 2. And again, same format. You teach real quick, you implement, you show them, you click through, and then switch over to a Q&A format to say hi to those you didn't say hi to the other day, and create loops, open loops, have partial conversations, and then move on to the next person in the queue, because you don't have time to say hi to everyone anyways. So it's real. If you're like, oh man, I don't have the time, it's true. You don't have the time to get to everyone in that call. So you say, if you want to have a more in-depth conversation with me, make sure you schedule that coaching zone call. And if it's not with you, you say, with my team, we have group experts that will be available to hop on a call with you. We're opening up extra slots this week just for you guys. All right. With that said, let's go to day 3, part 2 of your formula. So this is day 2, part 1, day 3, part 2. Now, part 2 of the formula. Remember, part 1 is G, group. Part 2 is O, offer. In part 2, we go and we discuss encouraging their dreams all around the offer, justifying their failures all around the offer, allaying their fears all around the offer, helping them throw rocks at enemies all around the offer. And the intention of that is to break down every single objection they might have around having a high ticket offer, because the coaching program we have is helping you craft and pitch a high ticket offer into your group, right? So if that's the case, we want to make sure that everyone listening in that group is not going to say, hey, no, I just want to do low ticket, right? So what are all the objections around having a high ticket? Would anyone buy from me if I offer high ticket? I don't value myself at the high ticket level. Like, my program doesn't have that value. I want to help more people by providing something more affordable. Have you guys heard of that? So what we do is we show the math and how long it would take for them to reach their financial freedom number and their goals if they offer low ticket. Thousands of more people, tons of more effort, tons of more time that they don't have, time that they could buy back, right? Or not offering a $5,000 to $10,000 offer is talking themselves out of a $50,000 to $100,000 a month. Do they want to talk themselves out of that? So these are some aha moments, showing them the math, showing them that, so that they're like, okay, I am committed. I want to charge high ticket because I don't want to talk myself out of my $50,000 months, $30,000 months. And, the people that, if I charge free or I charge low ticket, they're just not committed enough to even show up. So even though my heart is in wanting to provide that value for them at a lower cost, that cost is too low for them to even commit to showing up. So I can't change their life in that case, right? So that's another way we have that set up. And so with that said, now for you, what do you do in the VIP implementation session in the evening, right? So remember, in the evening is implementation. So as you can see, every single VIP compounds upon the other. Now that they've taken care of their offer, we go through an offer workshop. I show them all the different offers that breaks through their beliefs. Then in the implementation session, I said, hey, if you show up for the VIP, I show you how to get a plug and play testimonial bot to gather tons of testimonials with one click for when you pitch your offer, because it amplifies your offer. Your offer will actually start converting by having this testimonial bot that will quickly gather testimonials from your people. Boom. And then same thing, they go into a private Zoom session. There are some people in there that haven't booked coaching zone calls, and then they go ahead and they do that. By day 3, though, your calendar should be completely filled by day 3. All right, next, day 4. Day 4 is part 3 of your formula, and you're going to do the pitch. Now, on day 1, you tell them straight up, hey, this is a free training, and I have an implementation session I'll talk more about on day 4. So from the get-go, from the front end, you already tell them that there's going to be a pitch, right? So on day 4 is when you pitch, okay? And day 4 is all about the L, the launch engine. You encourage their dreams all around the launching. Imagine if you're able to launch effortlessly. Imagine if your whole team runs your launch without you. You just show up, justify their failures, allay their fears, help them throw rocks at enemies all around the launch, because we want to make sure every single objection they have around launching is broken down, such as, I don't want to sound pitchy into my group. So the best leverage use of their time is pitching one-to-many into a group where their audience is expecting it. So in a 5-day or 3-day training, you are saying that from the front. You're going, hey, I have an implementation session on day 4, and I'll talk about it more on that day. But right now, I'm going to show value, right? So it's really that, Gary Vee's jab, 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 right hook, which is like give, then ask. So this is that concept, right? And then, can I launch without all my modules in place? Can I launch even if I don't have already an offer? That's a really big objection. So we show them, hey, even if you don't have an offer altogether, even if you don't have all your modules all perfect, they see the different launch engine types that are successful without large groups, without running paid ads, without all the modules in place, without even having a perfect offer. All right. So with that said, then the pitch. Now the pitch becomes this warm invitation to come and work with you, because they feel like they've lived with you all those days in that group, right? They're committing every day. They're taking the action. They're doing the work. You can assign them homework. We assign our 5-day challenge goers homework. We ask them to commit every step of the way. Every single day, in order to stay in the group, they're committing to saying yes to the group, saying yes to having a high ticket offer, saying yes to launching into their group, and saying yes to delivering. There's committing to each part of your formula, and that's why this works really well. With that said, when there is a pitch, it's not pitchy. It is, hey, would you, after all that value, would you like to know what it looks like to come and work with me for the next months of your life? And they're like, oh, yes, show. And then we show them what that looks like, break it down, have the pitch, and then that's when they're making a decision. Either number one, they're booking a call to enroll, or number two, they don't book a call and we ask them to watch the replays, and they can be downsold to a replay option. They can buy a replay option, right? You can downsell them to anything, any lower ticket program you have, but we want to make sure for those who want, the premium experience, there's a quote that says the people who need it the most get it the least. They want that one-on-one support. They want that extra help, and they want to collapse time. They're smart. They value their time over money. Then they book a call to enroll. All right. Now, are we done yet? No, we're not done. There's still the VIP of day 4 to scoop up the rest of the people who didn't book a call. And this is when I show everyone how to set up their group in order to be ready for their launch. So what does their group look like to be launch ready, right? And I show them tools to automate their group. Their group is collecting phone numbers. They're able to track everyone in the group. We have a group scraping tool called Group Flow at www.trygroupflow.com. Shameless plug. And then also, how do they collect emails into the group? How are they talking to their people? So I show them how to set up the group in the right way to prepare them for the launch. I show them really quickly. We implement together, a click through, and then I, again, call, say, hey, we only have a few slots left. Make sure you schedule your coaching zone session, all right? With that said, day five. Now, most people can have a 3-part formula. Ours is 4, so it's kind of excessive, but, we go hard. For part 5, we talk about the D, the delivery. How do you have scalable delivery? So again, we're encouraging their dreams all around delivery, justifying their failures all around delivery, allaying their fears around delivery, helping them throw rocks at enemies all around delivery. And we're breaking down every single objection they might have around having a group coaching offer as their method for delivery, because that's the method that can scale. Of course, if you're like, oh, but I want to do a lot of one-on-one coaching, that's great. That's just not a scalable model. You'll tap out, right? So objections. I need to be the only one who delivers. No one else can deliver but me. And then we can show them how clients have successfully leveraged their community and other coaches to help them with deliverability, right? Like proteges, every Sufu has their own grasshopper, right? And can I deliver without burnout? Can I deliver with having a lot of one-on-ones? So we show them how to automate their delivery, take back time for themselves, and how they can get others to help them deliver so they don't have to do all their delivery themselves. They can get their team, they can get the community, and there are clients who will step in and help as well. Really, really cool. All right. And then now, again, recap to repitch. This is a chance for you to pitch again, because not all of them will memorize your pitch, the first pitch the other day. And some of them actually tune in this day and, didn't tune in any other days. So we want to make sure that they catch your pitch. They're going to decide to book a call, or they don't book a call, and you can downsell them. All right. So with that said, with the recap and repitch, what ends up happening is the math here. Okay. So the logic, and this is why our clients are able to utilize this method to consistently make extra $30,000, $50,000 a month. It comes down to the math. If we show you how to fill up a group to 200 to 300 of the right people, we have the scripts, we have the funnel, we have everything that you need in order to fill up your group with the right people. And if an offer coach can sit down with you, craft out your offer, and help you figure out exactly what to say and how to pitch into a group, do you see that if all you do is show up to pitch into that group, on average, our script and the gold method enables our clients to convert at least 3 to 5% of that audience. So if your group is 300 and you multiply 3% by 300, that's 9 clients. If your group is 300 and it's 5%, that's 15 clients. Let's say that you have a $5,000 offer. 5,000 times 9 is 45,000. 5,000 times 15 is 75,000. And this is within a 5-day training. And this is why this model works really well. Now, does it mean that every single time there's going to be a home run? No, sometimes you'll convert like 2 people. Sometimes you'll convert 1 person, on your $5,000 offer. You make $5,000 for that week. Are you going to be okay with making $5,000 for 1 week of work where you go live twice a day? And, let's say that all you do is convert 2 clients in at 5K. That's still $10,000 for your effort, right? So I'm not saying it's going to be a home run each time, but what if you just enroll 1 or 2 people? The law of diffusion of innovation states that about 13% of your people are going to be the early adopters. They're going to be saying yes right away. They're the group that have been listening to you. Or let's say you're brand spanking new and they've been listening to you for day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, right? A percentage of that audience will always be the heck yes people. They will always say yes to themselves because you are the client you attract. If you are the type of person that say yes to yourself, invest in yourself, take those risks, right? You're going to attract those people. And a percentage of them will absolutely say yes to you once you have that offer immediately. The rest of your sales will come from the follow-up. All right? So after your 5-day training is over, it's not over. You're still following up. You can follow up, but now you have your calendar completely booked out with warmer calls, with people who have seen your world, seen the interaction, seen that magic that happened and unfolding right before their eyes. They self-select into your offer and they self-select into your call. All right. And we just got to make sure your offer is a no-brainer, irresistible offer, which because we sat down and we've scripted out the offers for hundreds of our clients already, we know what that looks like. We know how you're supposed to teach, how are you supposed to pitch into your group, all right? So what we show you is something that no one else will show you. How do you convert one to many in a short amount of time with a small, tiny group without running any ads and doing it organically? When you go and you do 2 of these launches, that's when we can turn on ads because we want to make sure the ads are running. You're burning money into a system that works. You're not, spending money into something that you're like, maybe this will work, maybe it won't, right? So that's when you can actually add another layer of ads right here that will go and fill up your group automatically without you talking to anyone online, without you sending a lot of DMs, none of that, okay? And the people who are booking the call are setters. They're called setters. And luckily for our clients, we already train a pool of setters in order to help with this endeavor, okay? If you come with your own setter, that's cool. They can get plugged into our world and they can get training from our setter coach, all right? With that said, this is the training. I'm going to include a link to scheduling a call with us if you are interested in how all of this is put together very quickly versus you having to figure it out yourself. All right. I will see you guys. I hope this training by itself was helpful because I know some of you guys are running these trainings and you're like, hey, how come it's not converting? What's going on? This will allow you to see the logic behind why this works really well. Okay? All right. The old way is that you're running ads to a video sales letter, to a book a call, or you're doing these two-step posts, and the calls you jump on are super, super cold. If you want really, really warm calls and a bulk of them in a short period of time, some of my clients, like Sharon and Cecilia, their group was only 70 people by the time that they pitched, but they booked 60 calls from 70 people in their group. And they did $49,000 on a $5,555 offer that they didn't even have before they joined our program. Okay? So if you don't have an offer, but you want to put an offer together, it's high ticket. If you don't have a group, but you want to start a group, or you already have a group, and if you want to convert one-to-many into that group, and it just comes down to math, and you want to fully book out your calendar with warm calls in a short period of time, like 5 days, and you don't want to step on the whole content cycle, create content every single day just for these cold calls, and you want a bunch of warm book calls from an ecosystem that does a lot of the converting for you and breaks down all the objections, then go ahead and schedule a group scaling call with my team. At the very least, you'll see the strategy and you'll understand the roadmap that in terms of what you should be doing next with your group. And if you have just a group lying there doing nothing, like Christopher Blakeman, he's like, this group is, I'm not doing anything with it. And we say, well, you can try this method. And he made $40,000 in one launch. Pitch into his group. He signed up 30 affiliates into his SendGrid program, and then about 25 more into his SendCard affiliate program that he signed up for the day of. And he teaches women how to run an embroidery business. His group is all about embroidery. So if you're similar to Christopher, or similar to Tyler, or similar to any of my other clients, Cheryl and Cecilia, or you're just curious, you're just like, well, how does this all work? Go ahead and schedule a group scaling call. We'll take a look at your group. We'll see how you're going to position yourself, and you're going to be able to know exactly what's like the next steps that you can take when it comes to monetizing your group. All right. The good news is you can do this at the comfort of your own house as long as you have a laptop and a computer, right? Now, earnings disclaimer, not everyone's going to knock it out of the park the first time. That's why we have our clients do it several times. They do it at least 2 to 3 times before it becomes just clockwork. And all of their trainings are then put into a replay portal that they can go ahead and use to warm up their clients from cold to sold in that portal. All right. So I'm super excited for you, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. If you have any comments or suggestions, go ahead and leave them below. I'm going to be doing more of these series that are really in depth so that you can for sure see how you can do this yourself, because this world is a world that I've been in for the past 3.5 years, and I've been helping hundreds of clients monetize from their groups, and we use these strategies ourselves to consistently make over 6 figures a month with our groups. All right, see you in the next video. Oh, by the way, all my videos here on YouTube are essentially, unlike any other YouTube channel, these videos are not free. What does that mean? That means I'm going to ask you for the gentleman's agreement and the lady's understanding, which is I'm not going to be over your shoulder taking a look at what you're doing, right? But the agreement is, in exchange, your first video is free. The first one is free. But the second one you watch, in exchange for watching the video, all I ask of you is click the subscribe button on YouTube and hit that bell notification. So when I have another video, you're going to receive it. I do these videos every single week to help you figure out how to profit big on a smaller audience. How you can profit big on a smaller audience. All right. With that said, I will see you in the next video. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and fulfill the gentleman's agreement and the lady's understanding. All right. And let me know once that's fulfilled in the comments. See you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching my video. I make these videos so you can see how you can profit big with small audiences. If you enjoyed that video, I upload these weekly, so come back every week to see more videos just like this one. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell button to get notified. See you in the next video.